Hello flight simmers! With this video I'd like to give you a preview on the 124thATC plugin version 2.0 which is currently in development. This plugin provides offline ATC for X-Plane 10 64-bit and is available for Windows, Mac and Linux. Today we will do a Swissair flight from Zurich, Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel to Venezia Tessera, Lima India Papa Zulu, using this plugin in the actual Alpha A20 version. Many features are still in development, so please consider this only as a preview. Since I personally prefer to do the talking with ATC myself for more realism, I disabled the pilot's voice output and also deactivated the on-screen text outputs. Both of course can be reactivated in the plugin options, where you will find many other settings for customizing the plugin, for example local ATC phraseology terms. Later in this video I will provide some more explanations on the plugin. Whenever I do such additional comments, not directly related to the communication with ATC, there will be the word commentary displayed at the top right corner, as you can see now. Please note that this video is focusing on the ATC communication and not on the complete aircraft procedures and checklists. For that reason, the video also is not in real time and only shows the ATC relevant parts of the flight. Our aircraft today is the Avroliner Regional Jet 100, which is one of my favorite aircraft. We are parking at position India 908 and still receiving ground services. We will go ahead now with checking the ATC information and requesting the IFR clearance from ATC.
Zurich Information Echo 1100 Zulu weather. Sky conditions 1000 scattered, 5000 scattered, visibility 10. Temperature 4, 2.0. Wind light and variable, area QNH 999. Arriving and departing runway 28. Advise on initial contact you have echo.
Before requesting the IFR clearance, we need to tune in the clearance delivery frequency and file our flight plan. Zurich clearance delivery, good afternoon, this is Swiss 1664 at position India 908 with information echo requesting IFR clearance to Lima India Papa Zulu.
Swiss 1664, cleared to Lima India Papa Zulu via Golf Echo Romeo Sierra 1 November, runway tree 2 departure. Initial altitude flight level 9 tree. Squawk 2 tree 5 tree.
Cleared to Lima India Papa Zulu via Gersa 1 November, runway 32 departure. Initial altitude flight level 9 squawk 2353, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.90 when ready for startup.
Will contact ground on 121.90 when ready for startup, Swiss 1664. Alright, as expected we got a Gersa departure. I will do the standard instrument departure without flight management computer and therefore set up the navigation now. There also is a speed restriction of maximum 210 knots for the first left turn. Next I have to set up the transponder, for the moment in standby mode. While the ground service team is finishing the preparations and our passengers are boarding, I will go through all aircraft settings and the departure briefing again. Boarding is completed and the terminal bus is leaving now, so we can start with the preparations for the engine startup. Zurich ground, good afternoon, this is Swiss 1664 at position India 908 requesting engine startup clearance.
Swiss 1664, startup is approved.
Engine startup approved for Swiss 1664. Since there are 4 engines to be started, this might take a few moments, and I will use the time to talk about the installation of the plugin. Simply download the plugin and unpack it to the Explain plugin folder. Make sure to start the plugin via the top menu bar plugin entry, or even better, activate the automatic start at Explain Startup in the plugin options. Even with the plugin already running, there will be no action before the clearance delivery frequency is tuned. For airports, which have no separate frequency for the clearance, you can use the ground frequency. And if there is even no ground frequency, simply use the tower frequency. After this, the plugin will show the File Flight Plan button, and you can proceed as shown in this video. If you do not like to tune all frequencies manually, the plugin provides a frequency selector pad, which can be accessed via the plugin menu on the top menu bar. For the communication with ADC, the interaction box on the bottom left corner is used. There you can choose your request, do the readback, or ask for say again if you did not clearly understand the latest ADC message. In addition to that, there is the ADC dialog, which can be accessed via the plugin menu. It allows special requests like flight level changes, some direct routing, or a cancellation of the IFR flight plan. Alright, meanwhile the engines are up. From this parking position we probably could taxi straight out. Anyway, I also would like to show the pushback communication. The order is up to you, if you request pushback or startup first or both together, like starting the engines during or after pushback. Zurich ground, Swiss 1664 requesting pushback.
Swiss 1664, pushback approved, report ready for taxi.
Pushback approved, will report ready to taxi, Swiss 1664. Zurich ground, Swiss 1664 ready to taxi.
Swiss 1664, taxi to runway 32 via taxiway. Contact tower on 118.1 when on holding point.
Taxi runway 32 via taxiway Foxtrot Bravo Kilo Hotel 3. Contact tower on 118.1 when on holding point runway 32 Swiss 1664.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask that you direct your attention to the forward part of each cabin to the TV monitors for a brief and important message about the safety features and procedures for this aircraft. Please ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened, your seats are in the upright position, and the tray tables in front of you secured ready for takeoff.
Swiss 1664, contact tower on 118.1. Have a nice flight.
Contact tower on 118.1 Swiss 1664. Thank you and bye bye. Zurich tower Swiss 1664, position holding point runway 32, ready for departure.
Swiss 1664, wind is calm, runway 32, cleared to take off. Bye.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 32, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, QNH 9 or 9 or 8. Contact Swiss radar on 128.05, 5.
Contact Swiss radar on 128.05, Swiss 1664. Swiss radar, Swiss 1664 with you passing 4,000 feet.
Swiss 1664, climb to flight level 9 or tree.
Climb to flight level 9 or 3, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, climb to flight level 270.
Climb to flight level 270, Swiss 1664. As in the current version the plugin is giving too many heading instructions, I have them disabled. How to do this I will show later when explaining the options menu. However, for this demonstration I activated the heading instruction for the next waypoint.
Swiss 1664, turn left heading 117 for Kella.
Turn left heading 117, Swiss 1664. Meanwhile we reached our cruise altitude, flight level 270. After a few scenic impressions from the flight, I will provide some explanations on the plugin options.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight attendants will shortly be making their way through the cabin to offer various beverages of your choice. There will also be a selection of goods available for purchase, and we can accept most credit cards, checks and cash. If there's anything we can do to make your trip more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Now I'd like you to sit back, relax and enjoy the flight.
.124thATC provides many options which allow to customize the plugin to your requirements. On this screenshot you see my options settings used for this demonstration flight. Selecting the ATC communication box visible option, all communication between ATC and the pilot will be shown as text output. Some functions of the plugin also can be assigned to hotkeys, like the display of this communication box. With the setting ATC communication box auto hide, you can configure after how much time the text window will automatically disappear again. Simply check the option and enter the required time in seconds. By default, the barometric pressure is announced using the unit inches of mercury, for example if you fly in US airspace. If you prefer the barometric pressure in QNH, you have to check this option. For the reading in inches of mercury you also can choose to have it read with or without decimal point. If your operating system has a text-to-speech interface, the ATC and pilot communication can be done as voice output using the Activate Speech Output option. By the way, in Windows you have the possibility to direct the text-to-speech voice output to a separate audio device. This allows to have the ATC voice on your headset independent from other simulator sounds, which is quite realistic. Next is the local transition level, defining from which altitude the altitude announcements will be done as flight level. Currently only one global value can be set. However, as different airports may have different transition levels, this will be enhanced in future versions of the plugin. All values calculated and used by the plugin can be displayed on screen using the Activate Flight Information option. This is also quite useful for testing the plugin. The additional value defines the position of the window for this information. If you wish to track the filed flight plan, for example in Google Earth, just select the Activate KML export and the plugin will automatically create the required KML file, which can be opened using Google Earth or similar programs. The first readback then comply option defines how much time you have to comply to the ADC instructions. With this option selected, you will have a bit more time to comply, so you can do the readback first. When taxiing to the assigned runway, the plugin needs to detect when you have reached the holding point. This value has the unit nautical miles. For airports, where the holding point is far away from the starting point of the runway, this value has to be increased. For example, if you taxi to the holding point and never get handed over to tower, you need to increase that value. The plugin allows to request direct to's from ADC. If you wish the plugin to automatically reprogram the aircraft's flight management system with the new routing, check the option Program FMS on Direct To. Currently in development is the AI traffic controlled by 124thATC, which will also put the communication with all other AI aircraft on ADC. If you do not like to always manually start the plugin, select the Auto Start on Explain Startup option, which is highly recommended. For example, in US airspace, the term point is often used for indicating the decimal point, like contact tower on 118.1. In Europe, for example, the decimal point is addressed as decimal, so it should be contact tower on 118.1. Keeping this option unchecked, the term decimal will be used. Usually below 10,000 feet there is a speed restriction of maximum 250 knots. If you check this option, ADC will inform you in case you exceed this speed restriction. Depending on winds, the aircraft heading does not correspond to the really flown heading, and ADC would provide frequent heading instructions, even though you're already flying the correct heading. The plugin will consider winds for the heading instructions when the wind correction angle option is selected. If you prefer to do the talking with ADC yourself, you should select the Disable Voice on Readback option, and you only can hear the ADC talking and not your own requests or readbacks. The flight level error tolerance tells the plugin at which altitude deviation to inform you, like you're 600 feet below your assigned altitude. In order to calculate the top of descent and providing the first descent instruction, here you need to set the typical descent rate of the aircraft you are currently flying. With the heading error tolerance, you can set at which heading deviation ADC will provide correcting heading information. As mentioned earlier in this video, in the current version the plugin is giving too many heading instructions. For this reason I set the value to 180 degrees, practically disabling all heading instructions. In future versions this will be improved and the setting can be changed down to, let's say, 5 degrees. Some of the functions in 124thATC can be assigned to keys or controller buttons, which is very convenient. You can do this in the Explain settings for keyboard and joystick, where you will find data refs for 124thATC functions. That was a short overview on the available options. Back to our flight now, where we are close to the descent and handover from Swiss radar to Milan center.
Swiss 1664, descent flight level 70.
Descent flight level 70, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, QNH 990. Contact Milan Center on 135.45, bye.
Contact Milan Center on 135.45 Swiss 1664. Milan Center, Swiss 1664 with you, passing flight level 230, descending flight level 70.
Swiss 1664, descend flight level 70.
Descent flight level 70, Swiss 1664.
Venezia Tessera Information Foxtrot. 1200 Zulu weather. Sky conditions 1000 scattered, 6000 broken, visibility 2, rain. Temperature 10, dew point 8. Wind light and variable, area QNH 991. Swiss 1664, expect runway 04 right.
Expecting runway 04 right, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, descend 3000 feet.
Descend 3000 feet, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, cleared for ILS approach runway 04 right. Contact tower on 118.1, when established, bye.
Cleared for ILS approach, runway 04 right, contact tower on 118.1 when established, Swiss 1664. Venezia Tessera Tower, good day, this is Swiss 1664, established ILS approach, runway 04 right at 3000 feet.
Swiss 1664, wind 2513 knots, runway 04 right, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 04 right, Swiss 1664.
Swiss 1664, welcome to Venezia Tessera. Contact ground on 121.9. Bye.
Contact ground on 121.9, Swiss 1664. Venezia Tessera ground, good afternoon, this is Swiss 1664, just taxied off runway 04 right, request taxi to the gate.
Swiss 1664, taxi to parking of your choice.
Taxi to parking of our choice, Swiss 1664.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments to taxi to the gate, and we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off and the aircraft comes to a complete stop at the gate. That will be the only indication that it is safe to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisle clear of any hand luggage. Thank you.
You may have noticed that the plugin was using the wrong frequencies for the destination airport tower and ground, which will be fixed on the next build of the plugin. Further, also support for standard arrival routes and handover to approach controllers before tower are in development. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you got a good overview on the ADC functions provided by the 124thATC plugin.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the termination of our flight, so we ask that you check the seatbelt pockets and overhead lockers for any articles you may have brought with you. Extra care should be taken when opening overhead lockers, as some items may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the captain and his crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us and wish you all a pleasant stay. Thank you.